Yo, if you like anything and everything Ninjago, make sure to subscribe so you can see more of your least favorite Lloyd lookalike, and follow me on Instagram. Do both of those because it's free. Okay, we good? Some of you watching this aren't subscribed or following me on Instagram. I think you should fix that. So judging by that intro, you know today is going to be a bit of a different video. I just want to start off by saying thank you for 500 subscribers. I am astonished we got here this quickly. I'm thrilled beyond words. And the reason I took so long to make a video is because I wanted it to be right. I wanted it to come from the heart. I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted it to be sincere. And what is more from the heart and more sincere than talking about my journey with Ninjago and how we've gotten to the point where we are now. So sit back, grab your Ninjago movie McDonald's cup, and let's talk about my story to 500 more subscribers. Watching the first couple seasons as a kid are some of the most fondest childhood memories I have, and really just solidify the fact that I have a morbid obsession with my childhood innocence. I remember the promos for Ninjago very well, for the Ninjago pilots when they were coming out on Cartoon Network, and I was there. I was watching it, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was great, and I thought to myself that would make a really great show. And not too long after, they made a show the very next year in 2012, and watching season 1 and 2 was just so great. The Prophecy of the Green Ninja, and me just falling in love with the character of Lloyd, you know, like relating to him way too hard. I remember watching the first season, and I made my first movie on a DS, and it was a crappy stop motion. I remember that, and that's what got me into movies. Ninjago is partially what got me into movies. I took some of my Ninjago sets and took pictures of them and had a little story going on. My sister helped me out with that. She also watched the first couple seasons with me, and those are some fond memories for her too. Lloyd being revealed as the Green Ninja was like one of the greatest days of young me's life, because that was just such an awesome moment. And knowing that he would be in the final battle was just that oh crap moment, you know, that they thought he had to face his dad, and that was really emotional. This got to Star Wars level of drama, and it was great. And when the finale for season 2 came out, I was getting so hyped up, you know, I was so prepared, and I even have this Green Ninja costume that my mother made for me. I still have it. And my whole family sat down and watched it. Usually it was just me and my sister, but my whole family sat down and watched it. And I remember at the end I was crying. I'm not afraid to admit it. I was crying because that seemed like the end. That was so definitive. They set it up like ever since the beginning, and then it paid off. That was the end. And I didn't know what to think. I was like, it's over, you know. And technically it was supposed to be over. I'm glad I wasn't really allowed to go on the internet back then, because I would have read, you know, that was the finale, and that would have made me really, really sad. But in 2013, they brought it back with Ninjago Rebooted. And you know what? For some ungodly reason, Ninjago Rebooted was the last season I bought the sets for, like when they were coming out as a child. Those were the last sets that I bought. And for some reason, I have no idea why, when I was watching seasons 4 and 5 when they came out, I didn't see that and think, wow, that looks really awesome. I'd like some sets from that. No, I was just a little idiot, and I'm never going to forgive myself for that, because I've spent a lot trying to get some of those old sets back, you know, from like seasons 4 and 5. Couldn't believe my utter shock when they brought back the Overlord in season 3. The first episode of season 3 is such a great episode. It's such a great reintroduction to Ninjago, and I think they handled it very well. Season 3 is it's a little weird, I'll be honest with you. But I liked it a lot when I was a child, honestly. And I still like it in a lot of areas. I think some of the episodes are pretty good. Some of them, they're all right. I don't hate the season, but it's definitely not as epic as the second half of season 2. So the fact that these next few seasons were as great as they are, even after Ninjago was supposed to end, just really shows to you, it just really shows how good that the writing is, and the story and the characters and the world itself of Ninjago is. So I saw season 4, and I was like, okay, you had the Overlord in season 2 and 3, and then you have snake furries. Okay. I mean, the tournament part was awesome, don't get me wrong, but I was like, that's kind of weird. Later, I'd come to appreciate season 4 a lot. I mean, look, I got the poster, and it's one of my personal favorite seasons, but the season that would come next would definitely earn a special spot in my heart.
The most haunting season of Ninjago yet, Possession.
Season 5, Possession. This was the last season I saw as it aired live before Ninjago crystallized. And this season was the stuff, man. This season was great. I loved it. Even before I was into horror movies, I loved this. So this was like a precursor to horror movies. For you guys that love Ninjago Possession and aren't afraid of horror movies, I recommend The Fog. It's a great movie. It's very reminiscent of Ninjago Possession. You should check it out. Not the remake. We don't talk about that movie in this house. The original, 1980 version. Look it up. You might enjoy it. The atmosphere, the storytelling. Oh my god, Moro is awesome. He is a great villain, and Halloween's coming up. I gotta watch season 5. That's a tradition. Also, Day of the Departed. We're watching that too, don't worry. But after season 5, I just had, I guess everybody has a dark age with Ninjago when they grow up with it. So in middle school, that was kind of my dark age, not just with Ninjago, but just life itself, because middle school just sucked. I mean, high school would suck too, but at least I was older and able to deal with it able to cope with it a little bit better. I was able to catch the very ending of Skybound when it came out, but I didn't watch the rest of the season beforehand, and season 6, 7, and Day of the Departed sort of just slipped through my hands. And then they made the Lego Ninjago movie, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then I watched that, and I was like, okay, that was weird. I'd later go on to like the movie, but at that point, I was just kind of weirded out by it. But when I saw that Ninjago Crystallized was coming out, I sort of knew that I had this feeling that this seemed like a ending. And I was right. It turns out I was right. So I started watching Crystallized, and I was like, wow, this is pretty good. I should catch up on the seasons that I didn't watch after season 7. I buy the DVD for season 8 on a whim, and it became one of my favorite seasons. I enjoyed it a lot. Then I watched season 9, and I was like, okay, I said it was my favorite season at the time. I don't know if it still is. I mean, it's still really, really, top 3, definitely. I think it's tied with, Possession and some other seasons, so I don't know what my definitive ranking would be just yet. And then I watched season 10. I really liked it a lot. Again, one of my personal favorites. And then I kept on going and watched season 11, season 12. And I was like, okay, yeah, these are pretty good. These are pretty good seasons. I underestimated Ninjago because, like I said, they carried the story on after season 2, and it didn't seem forced, it didn't seem stupid, and I should have trusted them a lot more than I did back when I stopped watching. Here we are. I made a channel last year around the 10-year anniversary when Ninjago was getting traction again, and Ninjago has reached another surge of popularity, which is great, and that's awesome. And hopefully we can give it a proper farewell as fans. And a year ago is when I sort of joined the fan base. I mean, I was always a fan, but I was never really like too active in the community and everything. But that changed, and I've met some of the coolest people in this community, and it sort of feels like a secondary family in a lot of ways. Some people may badmouth the community, but I think there's really more good than there is bad. I mean, there are some bad things, but that's true of every community. I mean, that's true of every obsession, you know, if you take it to an unhealthy level. But a lot of the people in this community I'm very thankful for. They've been really nice to me, and, you know, I've been really nice to them, and it's been just an awesome experience. And I'm definitely thankful for my journey with Ninjago so far, and I can't wait to see where it takes me next. I've collected almost 40 Ninjago sets, almost 40, but I just want to say thank you guys so much. I am incredibly humbled right now, and I don't know what to say. If you like anything and everything Ninjago, make sure to subscribe to Ninjago Nostalgic for more of your least favorite Lloyd lookalike. And remember, the resistance never quits.